I'm going to do one more for you guys, and I usually say this. Whenever I sell books or what have you, there's a price on the book, but honestly, just come and name your price. I would be glad to take whatever, and I can take credit cards and things like that. Just come name your price, and you walk away with a book, I promise you. Let's wait till I cool off before hugging me, though. Okay? Dear God. Let's see. Tris, what do you want to hear?
Dirty Dimes.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I can do that. I'll have to read it, though, because I have it somewhere memorized. All right. I know how unnoticeable. Well, let's go back. We're going back to the year 2000. All right. This is
Ages ago.
ages ago. Many, many years ago. It's like a generation, almost a generation ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh shit. I know how unnoticeable I am in my new uniform. My appearance must seem so uncaring because right now I'm probably one of only 3 people wearing a tie at 11 p.m. in San Jose, California. I'm 4 days and 3/8 into my new graveyard shift at Walgreens, one of America's mom and pop super drugstores. Those that use my services at night know that they can only come out once civilization, when the rest of civilization has laid its head to dream of newer, crisper $50 bills, maybe even hundreds. I really don't care. They can put the aroma of a new car in a bottle. Why not that new money smell in an aerosol can? I know I'll reek of cash when I get home. I just won't have any of my own. But I really don't care. Retail is a whore that never sleeps, constantly screwing everyone that comes in for one kiss, and I'm her pimp, selling off everything she has and everything she is. Aisle number 3 is full of Easter candy, like a pink and blue bunker of war, only the soldiers here are children armed with cap guns or silly string, or at least I assume they are, because I'm sure I'm asleep when it all takes place. This job is bullshit. Whether I'm flipping burgers or telemarketing some cheap toxic product, it's all the same. This is not what I want to be doing with my life. My new boss watches me intently. She follows behind me and rearranges the things on the shelves that I arranged incorrectly. I'm 3 years old again and I could get used to it. My new uniform fits me like a condom on a vagina or a straitjacket on a snake. At least it's comfortable. I suppose I could get used to this. My boss has been here for at least 3 years. I've never held a job for that long. I don't think I could ever devote that much time to someone else's money. I mean, it is my money too, even though it makes me feel weird. It's still my money that I'm earning. I sweat for that paycheck every 2 weeks. Maybe someday, one of them will set me free. Now, 1/10 of the money I put into the cash register is mine. So I count each and every customer that comes in. It's not an exact science, but it keeps me sane and sweating. And this is when I start to care. I count the customers in tens, and every 10th customer is responsible for my next paycheck. It's easier to put a random face to it all. Whatever it is they purchase, they're technically buying it from me, from my sweat, from my aching feet, from my 8 hours on the clock, and from my 3 hours on the bus to and from home. My 7th customer makes a line on my register with nothing in hand but a wad of money that smells like gratuity. He's a brawny bastard who looks like he just woke up from a respectful nap. He asks for some instant film at 1:46 a.m. He doesn't want a stranger to develop his pictures. He drives a cab the same time I clean the store. Most of his passengers are inebriated, lonely women who want nothing more than anonymous backseat coitus and a ride home. They probably regret paying this man because for him it's all profit. He shows me pictures of his models. Large-breasted 30 and 40-somethings sprawled out on the hood of his cab, looking drunk, horny, and married. The nipples in the photos are clearer than my thoughts on the actual situation. I asked to see them, and now I regret it. These ladies probably have children I went to school with. I really don't care. 20 minutes later, customer 8 rings my bell, and I rush to the counter. I smile inside because she's a beautiful woman, and what would a woman this gorgeous be doing in my store at 2 a.m.? Her little red handbasket of groceries does 2 things. It immediately answers my question, and it gives her a future, or at least a Saturday night, one that won't be alone, because condoms are something you buy before you need them, just in case. And she must know the man she's meeting up with, unless large condoms are a safe assumption between strangers. Maybe she's getting a ride from that cab driver, but it is my hopeful assumption that she is too young for his portfolio. I ring her up. She pulls out her checkbook. I want to laugh at her, because who pays with a check anymore? And she's in a rush, but she's decided to make her purchase with the slowest form of payment known to man. So I take my sweet time filling out the information from her driver's license because that's what it says to do in the Walgreens manual. And I'm the only one who's ever read the Walgreens manual. She never makes eye contact with me. She knows I know. And I'm the only thing in her way. Men on their way to sex laugh and brag with the cashier. But women seem to get nervous and think everyone knows what they're about to do, but I just don't care. Customer 9 makes her way to my register. She's a tired mother who works late and is probably raising her kids alone. She seems proud even though she still has her Denny's apron on. Her name tag says Tina, then Old Maid underneath it in invisible ink. I see it, and she wears it well. But all I am is the guy who rings up her bleach, detergent, toothpaste, milk, cereal, and children's cough medicine. I feel sorry for her kid. I hate being sick, but I really don't care. She takes her change and leaves with a smile, and I can only hope that I put it there. I go back to aisle 3 to continue its reconstruction, destroyed by cowboys and Indians, carelessness and capitalism. I get paid to lie. The door chime rings, and I hear 2 women enter the store. They sound amused and hurried. I work on the shelf in front of me, and I wait for the bell on the counter. They are customer number 10, and they don't realize that they're going to help me pay rent next month. I wait for the bell on the counter. Once they get done with their shopping, they ring it, and I make my way to the register. I turn past the peanut brittle and crayons, and I see them. 2 women, barely 30, waiting for me to reach them, and they watch my slow legs as I approach. I get to the counter, and my eyes are drawn to the items that they're buying, and then to the skin of the woman closest to me. She's wearing a man's dress shirt, completely unbuttoned and no bra. The skin I see is her stomach and her chest. I can see her entire right breast, so I look up and away, ashamed. I'm forced to look at her face, which is far too thin to be healthy. A bandana squeezes her bald head tightly. Her eyes bulge like those of surprise. Her sunken face looks like that of a former beauty queen. She stares at the products as I ring them up, and I try not to stare at her small breasts every time her shirt swings open. Her friend stands behind her, clean and strong. Maybe she's her lover. Maybe they're related, but none of the items will tell me who the friend is. They only say that the exposed woman is ill and that she bleeds from sores and wounds. She's afflicted with something, but none of the products have brand names, so she's poor. Or maybe they're poor together, but they're about to give me their money. I want to strike up a conversation, something to get my mind away from this apparent mortality. Maybe she has AIDS. Maybe she shared the wrong meal with the wrong person, but then again, most dying humans look like a junkie at some point. Her friend looks at her with worry, cementing all of my assumptions. She is her guardian, the one who will watch and is watching her die, the one who will pick out her cheap coffin, the only one willing to bury her. And there is so much love between these two. And I'm taking up way too much of their precious time, so I speed up the process and I bag their stuff as quickly as possible, and I hit the total button. $3.67 in low-grade medical supplies. Maybe these items will help her live another day. I wish I had just given them to her. But then I would be another man reminding a living woman that she's dying. Even justice sleeps sometimes. The friend reaches into her pocket for some money, but the dead woman beats her to the counter with a handful of dimes. Dirty dimes. The kind collected in a cup on a street corner. Downtown dimes discarded by uptown businessmen and women who aren't dying this very minute. If everything would just freeze before me, I could let loose and cry and not disturb their shopping experience. But something deep down inside of me, in a place people rarely visit in public situations, there are picket signs being held up on the guts that read, "Let her see how you feel right now," and "You're just jealous because she gets to leave." Back in the real world, my pity turns to anger as she picks lint out of the change on the counter. I'm upset that this nice woman is so ill, but she's cracked and smiles at me with big teeth through thin lips. She knows, I know, she's dying. She may be content with death, but now I can't allow her to be a stranger anymore. I watch her count the dimes off the counter and into her bony little hand, and I count along with her because I hope she comes up short. I take 36 dimes and I try to assume some sort of apathy, but it never works, and these women leave with smiles on their faces that I couldn't have possibly given them. And for the rest of the night, I can't focus on shit. But I make sure that every customer after them gets a dirty dime in their change, and I try not to cry because Walgreens doesn't pay you for that sort of thing. It is 3 a.m. and I'm so tired of trying not to care about people who don't know me. Thank you.